Hi there, I'm Bam, and today I'm going to show you how I make this single zipper pouch. This design in particular is my grandmother's artwork, and I'm using that today. So first I start with cutting out all my pieces. You first saw me get my tag cut out, and here I'm going over the pieces that I will be using for zipper tabs, and those are little 3" by 2" pieces, and I'm just measuring those with my cutting mat. I had these cut already. Those are the pieces for the lining, so they were already measured out. And the zipper I measured a little over 8". So now I'm cutting the outside pieces of the pattern, and I went over my ruler a little bit with the rotary cutter, but that's okay. Those are 9x7 pieces that I'm using for the pouch. And now that I'm done with that, I am getting out my lining pieces. This is the fusible fleece that I have, and I'm cutting those 8x7. So instead of the 9x7, it's 1" shorter so that it's not too bulky when I sew over the edges, and you'll see that later on. I'm cutting 2 pieces of fabric for the outside of the pouch, 2 pieces of fabric for the inside of the pouch, 2 pieces of fusible fleece, and 2 pieces of shape flex interfacing, which is what I just got out. I'm cutting those 8x7 also. Next, I get my ironing board and iron, and I start smoothing out all the pieces, starting with my zipper tabs and my tag. Those zipper tabs I fold hot dog ways 3 times, once in the middle, 2 on either side. I'm just holding the iron over those folds for a little bit without moving the iron too much, just to make sure that it doesn't warp the fabric. Next, I get my lining pieces, and I'm fixing the fusible fleece to the lining, holding my iron for about 15 seconds each time, not moving the iron. I also want to make sure those pieces are damp with some water before I start holding the iron on there. Next, I do the outside pieces with the shape flex interfacing. Next, I'm going to take out my sewing machine, and I'm going to do my little test fabric on there. Next, I am putting the zipper tabs on the zipper. I don't need to backstitch for this part, just because I'm going to cut the edges of those zipper tabs off to line up with the zipper. Next up, I'm going to take my outside piece, put that right side up. I'm going to take the zipper, put that right side down, and put the lining piece over that, right side down. Clip it all together with my Wonder Clips and sew it together with my zipper foot on my sewing machine. Start by back stitching on the front, sew right along the edge of that zipper, and back stitch at the end. And make sure you don't forget, when you're sewing down the zipper, not to sew over the zipper pull, so you move that away when you're sewing down. Next, I press the fabric linings away from the zipper on either side, and I will take my other front piece and put that right side up, put my 2 pieces of fabric with the zipper sewn on them, the zipper right side down. Over that, I will put the other lining piece right side down over that. I sew all the way down, making sure to remember that I'm not sewing right over the zipper, and I press all those pieces away from the zipper. And I will take my iron and ironing board out, and I'm going to iron those pieces down and get them ready for a top stitch. So I go over the front parts and the back parts of the folds, and then I'll go ahead and take my sewing machine back out and start on one corner, make sure I backstitch, go over the stitch where I had the zipper tabs sewn so it looks nice and seamless. So right down the seam where I put my zipper, over top of that, and then cut off my excess threads off of that. So I go ahead and open the zipper about 3/4 of the way, and I will open up the fabric pieces to make sure that the lining pieces, the right sides, are touching together, and to make sure that the outside pieces are touching together as well. Clip all that together with my Wonder Clips. Don't forget to put my tag on facing the inside of the pouch and clip that there. And then I'm going to sew all the way around the pouch, leaving about a 3 to 4 inch opening on the lining pieces of the pouch. I encounter a little bit of trouble here while I'm going over the edge of that zipper, but that's okay. I fixed that so my thread doesn't get caught in the bobbin, and I'll continue, and when I continue back, I make sure to backstitch there and continue going over the whole edge of the pouch with about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm nearing the edge of my process here, and I go over the other side of the zipper, which is a little tough, but I go slowly to make sure I'm not encountering any problems when going over the side of the zipper. So I backstitch over the end of my outside stitch, and I remember to clip the corners of each edge right above the stitch. I'm going to go ahead and start turning my pouch right side out and unzip that zipper once I do. Make sure my corners are all pushed out, smooth all the fabric away, clean that all up, and I'm going to iron the folds of the edge where I left that opening to turn the pouch all the way inside out. And then for my last stitch, I'm going to stitch right over that hole that I left to turn it inside out. Make sure to backstitch in the beginning and the end of that stitch. I'm going to go ahead and trim off my excess threads, turn the inside into the pouch, and smooth that out, and there we have it. My completed pouch with a single zipper, and you can barely see that stitch inside the pouch. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.